Hey all, Red Foz here. Recently, the devs changed the way that deers navigate around obstacles, including other deer. Uh, and this has led to some very new emergent gameplay called double deer pushing. As the name suggests, you are able to push in two deer at the same time very easily, in my opinion. Now, I haven't seen a ton of pro players pick this up yet, but I hope that this video will teach them how to do it. Just personally, I've gone from pushing like 3 to 4 deer in a standard dark age to now pushing 5 and 6. I intentionally look for those extra map deer, and since I can push in two at the same time, it's really not a big deal to go for them. So let's tell you guys how to do it. So this is not going to be like a normal push. Instead, this push is broken up into two discrete segments. There's the alignment phase and then the steering phase. Those are the names that I made up for it. Our first goal should be to align the deer in a line towards the town center. If we're looking at these deer, let's choose these bottom two. We need to get them so that they are just like these two deer in a line facing the town center. So let's do that with the bottom deer and this deer right here. The way that we do that is swing around and push this deer into a line, just like that. And now we can start, it really doesn't take very long. Now we can start the steering phase, where we steer these deer into the town center. Now, this is kind of like driving a car in reverse. Basically, if we want this starting deer to move a little bit more up, then we need to go down. If we want him to go down, we need to go up. So I want to pause the video right here. This is really important to understand when you're double deer pushing. Normally in Age of Empires, when we're pushing a deer, if we want the deer to go down, we go up. But when you're double deer pushing, to orient those two deer, the line that they create, to orient that down, we have to now go down. So it's kind of reverted the controls. And that's the really important thing to remember when double deer pushing. Anyway, the words aren't the important part. The important part is that you just practice it a couple times and it will start to feel very natural. And just like that, we've successfully pushed these two deer in towards our town center. Now, that is all well and good, but let's say there's an obstacle in the way. Like here, I spawn these guys out nice and far, like you would with the map deer on Arabia, and let's see how we can navigate around that. Well, that's also pretty simple. We do exactly the same steps that we just did, the alignment and then the steering, except that we align them to, cut a path around the wood line. So these guys, I'll do these two right here. Let's push. I'm going to push on the bottom side of the wood line. So I need to start by getting this guy and this guy in a line just like that. That looks pretty good. And then I can steer them around that. I think that deer just randomly walked, which is fine. We can kind of we'll do it live. There we go. And we can steer this guy around the wood line. Anyway, this is like a pretty good tech to know for Arabia. Obviously, getting more deer is great. But actually, the maps that I think it will impact with the most are like Valley. Because Valley has like some really long, number one, it has a lot of deer, which is great for this because you can really quickly bring in deer with this method. And then number two, they're all pretty long pushes. And, a push like this could take around 2 minutes, just a standard push, or minute 40. And adding in the alignment is only like 10 seconds, but you get a whole nother deer. So instead of it taking you, 3 minutes 20 to push in two deer, it just takes you 1 minute 50. And that's it's literally twice, double the savings in terms of your scout's time. So on maps like Valley, this tech is just crazy. Anyway, now the last thing I'll tell you guys about deer pushing in general, and it definitely helps with this strategy a ton, is that it really helps to use the follow command, like I just did there. Most people don't use the follow command. They push their deer by clicking close to the deer, which is fine. But if you think about it, there's only like 4 or 5 pixels here, and just like that, if I was trying to push that deer in a straight line, it's very hard to click precisely. Like I'm pushing him kind of down. I want to push him straight. because we're just clicking right next to the deer, and there we go, I pushed him down again. There's just not a lot of precision in that method. Now, the follow command method, you can get a ton of precision because you are able to turn an aiming game into a timing game. And as someone comes from a first-person shooter background, that is always a good thing. We're much better with just hitting timings than we are at aiming in general. So you'll notice I'm not even aiming at the base of the deer. I'm just kind of moving back and forth. I'm trying to push this guy in a circle around the town center. And then just hitting the follow key when I think, I'm in a good spot. And that is a much easier game to play than clicking right at the base of a deer. It's also much more precise because we're further away, so we have much more pixels to aim with. It's kind of like if you've ever played the game Billiards or watched someone play the game Billiards, they have those really long pool cues, I think they're called, and that helps with precision. And we need a ton of precision when we're doing double deer pushes. So definitely use the follow command and not clicking next to the deer. Anyway, have a good one, y'all. Redfall is out.